Awesome. This time of the year is always fun. We work for a few months each off season where it's just us, the staff, doing, both football, research, self-scout, analysis, and then, helping some with, evaluating, the guys in the draft. But now you have the guys back in the building, some new guys we haven't had the chance to work with very long. So it's always an opportunity for us to get to know them. And there's a little less stress at this time of the year. So generally speaking, it's a great time for us to, kind of just get working with them, learn them, start to begin the whole process of trusting one another and those types of things, and building our foundation for this season.
There was a point where you didn't think you would be back here. So with that being said, what's it like just being like, your mindset being, you're almost out the door, then here you are and you're kind of back at it again?
Yeah, I'm thankful. I mean, those things are not easy decisions to make. I'm sure, a lot of us have had to make, decisions of what we feel like is best for ourselves, our career, our families, and I'm thankful to be here. I mean, this has been a great place for me. It's really benefited me and my family. We're grateful to have an opportunity to work for Mr. Kraft and his family, to coach for Bill, and then to be with the staff every day and the players that we have an opportunity to work with. It really is an opportunity that you have to cherish and be grateful for each day, and I certainly am.
You mentioned you want to do what's best for you and your family. This is sort of our first chance to talk to you en masse since you made that decision. Can you just explain why you made the decision you made?
There's a lot that goes into those things, and it can be very complicated. And I say this, I've stated again and again that I definitely want to be a head coach again. At the same time, I love being here, and my family. This is where my kids are born and raised, and we've made a pretty special life here, and that's not an easy thing to leave. So, there's a lot to consider. Certainly leaving here, I don't take lightly ever. I would never take that lightly. It was a difficult process, and I'm very happy with the decision that we made, and grateful to be here and continue working towards the 2018 season.
Josh, you said you wanted to become a head coach again. Was part of the reason you decided to come back an understanding that you might be the future head coach here?
Nope. I mean, my role is the same. Look, I think if you're here, you have an opportunity to work with and for some of the best people in our game, maybe some of the best people that have ever done those things in our game. So I feel like it's a great opportunity to be here, in my role. And I think all of us feel that way. What you get to see every day, who you get to be around. I took 4 pages of notes yesterday in our squad meeting, and I've been here for a long time. So there's a lot that you get to build on and try to become better at your profession. I think we all do that. And whatever happens in the future is going to happen. I'll be happy with whatever that is. I just know that I'm grateful to have the opportunity to be the offensive coordinator here, coach the quarterbacks, work with the offense, and work for the people that I work for.
What were you taking notes on yesterday?
All kinds of things. I mean, we start over. Our process is, we start over each year. So, all the stones we turned over last year, all the little things we talked about, all the things that we value, communication, being on time, trust, learning the things you got to learn to go back and start building it all over again. That never gets old. That's the most fun part of our job, is we have an opportunity to do that. So yesterday was a great opportunity to just listen and start just, the orientation process with our rookies, and hear Bill talk about those things. And, so it's, again, there's a lot to learn every year, and I hope I always go into each year feeling that way.
One of those special people you like coaching, Tom Brady, is not here, and he's kind of let it known that he's doing family things. And what's it like not having him here right now?
Obviously there's a voluntary part of our year. We don't have any control over that part of it. and as coaches, selfishly, we always want them all here because that's where we have the most fun and you enjoy working with them all. But I totally understand those things happen. It's happened here before, and I have no doubt that he's doing what he thinks is right for him and his family, and I completely respect that. I know he'll be ready to go. I know he'll be in good shape and good condition. I'm sure he's working really hard, and I'm not really worried about that. I think the biggest thing we get to do now is, whoever's here on those days, it's a treat to get to work with them now. We only get so much time out here with these guys at this time of the year, so you take advantage of every minute, every second you have with them, and work towards getting better with each man that's here.
Would that apply to Rob as well?
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, it's a voluntary part of the year, so you really, coaches are always excited when they get to have the whole group together, but we don't make those decisions or those rules. So I've seen Rob, and I've talked with both of them, just generally. But generally, the thing about this time of the year, unless we're in the meeting room, we're not talking about football. It's more about how things are going, outside of this place. So it's a good time of the year to do that.
So have you checked in with Tom a few times?
Yeah, we look, I usually try to do that with all our guys, and again, not going to get into any exact communications, but like I said, this is the time of the year for all of us to there's a little less stress, and unless we're in that meeting room or on the field, it's not always about football.
Were you ever worried about him retiring this offseason?
No, again, I can control what I can control. Some of that stuff you hear, some of it, you're not aware of, but I'm pretty excited to have the opportunity to coach that guy. Have for a long time, and I will be again this year.
But him not being here now, that doesn't affect what you can do on the field with some of your other guys?
You got to work with what you got. It's not the only two that aren't out there, we got guys that are battling through injuries or rehabbing and those kind of things. So that's our life as coaches. We don't know which group of guys we're going to have each week during the season, each week during the off season. So whatever number is out there, whichever positions are out there, our job is to try to work with those guys and help them improve. And we sure had a great first couple weeks here in Phase 2. Really had a lot of energy and enthusiasm. Our staff's doing a great job of trying to bring some of these new guys along, and we'll look forward to integrating the rookies here, this weekend and into next week.
You mentioned a couple times, Josh, that you guys would love to have everybody here. We have heard in the past about how important this period of time is.
Yeah.
Does not having Tom or Rob here, does that make, when they do get back, does that make that catch-up process any more challenging?
You always evaluate when somebody's coming back from an injury or something like this, where there's a time period that they're not there. You can never predict how that's going to go. I think we saw, a few years ago, he came back after 4 weeks gone, and there wasn't a huge, gap there in terms of what he was used to doing. So, you evaluate where each guy's at, and then try to make the best decisions going forward from there. Whether it's an injury or something like this, where they make a personal decision to do something a little different. And, again, integrating them with their teammates, that kind of happens, I would say, organically, and understanding that there's going to be always some things you got to work on with communication. But we work on those things from now until the last week that we're playing. Whatever week that is this year, that last Friday, we're going to be still trying to teach and work on communication, trust, signals, body language, verbal communication. All of those things are a work in progress in our game. You never really get to the end. So we'll see where everybody's at when they get back, and then we'll take it from there.
I noticed that you were in the war room for the draft. Was that a new thing for you? Or was that a new experience? Was your role different at all during that process?
I've been in there before. Some years I've been in there and some years I haven't. It kind of all depends on, whatever the focus is or isn't at that particular year. I think all of us share the same thing as coaches each spring. Our responsibility is to, whatever they give us to do in terms of evaluating and scouting, we try to do the best we can, whether that's going on trips and visiting guys or doing stuff when we get to have our 30 visits in the building, or watching tape and evaluating guys on tape too. So from that perspective, my role did not change at all. I've always been involved to whatever capacity that they wanted or needed me to do that. And, and at the same time, if they'll let me do that, if they'll let me be a part of anything, I think all of our coaches would agree we'd all like to learn as much as we can from any opportunity that we have to be around, Bill, Nick, Robert, the scouting staff. Look, when I get to sit in Dante's meetings at times, I take every opportunity to do that too. So we can all learn and get better, and I think that's what we look forward to.